We see greed in everybody else. It's so easy for me to spot what I think is greed in DJ's life, and I never see it in myself. It is a comparison trap. I think that's at the base of it where you would find it. They seem to be having more than me. They're having more fun. They're going on different trips, and at the end, if you break it all down, it's greed.
Welcome to another episode of the One Life podcast. We're diving deeper into the weekend sermon, week number 2 of a series called Next Level, and probably one of my favorite bumper videos that we've had.
The team did such a good job.
Were you a video game guy growing up?
Yeah, I talked about, you weren't here last week, so
Okay.
I talked about it a little bit. So, like very basic, but Nintendo 64, Contra, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Even a couple of years ago, they came out with, remember like it's all built-in games, but it looks like the old Nintendo.
Yep.
And so we bought one for the kids, and I'm bringing back my childhood, like the original Super Marios.
Did you talk about Duck Hunt at all?
No, but Duck Hunt. But then remember the Olympic game?
No, I don't know.
So they would have like a pad. That's just
yeah.
And you could run and you could jump and I love that stuff.
That's
man.
pretty cool.
Would you ever get like with the Duck Hunt, like get right up to the?
Yes.
Yeah. And
So we had
cheating.
I never had one, but the church that my dad worked at when we were in Texas had a Christian school there, and there was a bunch of stuff up in storage with like Game Cubes, and I found a Duck Hunt whatever, and then we hooked it up and we played it, and it was like, even back then it was like considered retro.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
Super young, I guess. But
yeah, no, it's true. Like even last week I was like, hey, growing up, like you probably don't even remember Contra. One of the best video games of all time on Nintendo, and as I mentioned it, like here's the big boss you have to beat, and all like the young people are looking at it like, I don't remember that at all, and I'm like, yeah, I'm totally dating myself. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's great. Yeah. All right, so we're talking about generosity, and really, really excited for not only the direction of our church when it comes to generosity, but ultimately like each individual. I love how you've prefaced each sermon, and you've talked about this before. We're not asking anything from you. This is for you.
That's right.
Right? So speak into that for a little bit first, just the mindset going into a generosity series.
Everybody gets worried. That's why I'm going to probably say it every single time. Like, oh, here we go again. The big bad mega church wants a bunch of money. And no, I don't want your money. I want this for you because the connection Jesus is making, your personal spiritual life is connected to your personal finance. The reason why so many people struggle talking about it is because it's personal finance. It's very, very private. We don't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah.
And so many people are struggling in this area. The data tells us. And here's what's fascinating. It's not Christians or non-Christians. It doesn't really matter. The data tells us that just because you love Jesus and you're going to heaven, like that you still carry enormous amounts of credit card debt. You're still not healthy and you're fine because it's not. So I don't think I've explained this before. We serve a God who is a system God. He's created pathways. So let me say it this way. Regardless if you're a Christian or not, you can. Okay, let me say it this way. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know a lot of Christians who have bad marriages. And I know a lot of non-Christians that have great marriages. So it can't be just love Jesus.
Yeah.
No, there's a system. God has actually created the system that if you fulfill your roles, so it's not a Christian, it's just, this is how you have a successful marriage. God created it. So I would say the same way. When it comes to money management, there's a system. You can be a Christian or not a Christian, just follow the system and you'll be successful in this. Now where I would push back, but if you love Jesus and Jesus is the center of your marriage and Jesus is the center of your finances, it's going to be a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So it's not just I'm a Christian, I should be able to solve this. No, you actually have to follow the system that God creates for marriage, for parenting, for finances. And that's why a lot of people get nervous talking about it because they've never followed the system.
Yeah.
And their finances are a mess. And so my goal is to take the pressure off. Like, let's just have real conversations, follow it, and you can get to the next level in your finances, but there are connected to your
Yeah.
spiritual life.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you hung out in Luke chapter 12 for a while. Give us, I think one of the eye-opening moments for me was when you talked about greed and how it's actually like, what actually is greed? Because the scripture says all types of greed. So speak into that, because you mentioned it's like sneaky, it's tricky. What actually is greed? We view greed as something that maybe it actually isn't, and how we could have greed in our life without even realizing it.
Well, we see greed in everybody else. It's so easy for me to spot what I think is greed in DJ's life, and I never see it in myself. It is a comparison trap. I think that's at the base of it where you would find it. They seem to be having more than me. They're having more fun. They're going on different trips, and at the end, if you break it all down, it's greed. Different kinds of greed, because it shows up in different ways, especially when you least expect it. It's sneaky.
Yeah.
It just hangs out under the surface until it doesn't, until it surfaces. And then again, what Jesus is like, he's such a good teacher. It's greed. Haha, you thought it was greed. It's actually worry. And it always shows up. You don't think you have enough, which is why you don't trust me in this area. It manifests itself as greed. So that's why Jesus is so good.
Yeah.
And then Jesus goes one step further and says, actually, it's not even worry. It's an issue of your heart. So give me your heart. I'll talk to you about your worry, because I'm abundant God. It's not a scarcity mindset. And then all the greed that it kind of surfaces at a very, very elementary level of comparison.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing.
I loved the illustration at the end when it talked about like trusting God, right? You're talking about throwing your kid up in the air. Hudson has never once liked being thrown up in the air.
Interesting.
Which I like from day one, he didn't trust me. I don't
How about your other kids?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the oldest. He's the firstborn.
Yeah. He's very skeptical about everything and everybody. Yeah. He's constantly analyzing.
Yeah.
But it is a moment of like, and they're actually, what happens in that moment is it's more dangerous for them.
Yeah.
Because if they do grab onto one arm, or they throw this arm this way, and you're like trying to throw, you're like, well, you're actually
they're all off balance.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's worst case scenario.
Right.
Yeah,
that's so good. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to trust, right? If you could, this is my goal for every single person in our church. Just trust God in this area. And again, I'm not even talking about tithing or giving to the church. No, just trust God in the area of your finances.
Yeah.
Like, so go through those 5 questions. Man, you will live in the kingdom. You will experience life at a whole nother level. But it's scarcity, not enough. I can control better than God can. It leaves people stuck.
Yeah.
So
I want to go back to the middle part of the sermon where you talked about upgrades.
Yeah.
Right. So the bigger barns, two-part question.
Okay.
One, why are we so tempted to do that in our own life, even to the point of like we're upgrading when we really shouldn't be, right? Like it's not time for that, and you're forcing it because of the comparison trap you just mentioned. But I also want to talk about from a church standpoint, how our approach has been to multi-site, and how some people, and again, I don't want this to feel negative, but some people in their church approach is like, we have more and more and more. Let's just keep building where we're at. And they don't ever expand beyond that. Our heart has been, hey, we want to plant a campus within a 15-minute drive everywhere in the East Valley, right? So we're not interested in building this one massive mega 15,000 seat auditorium one day. Like that's not the vision we have. So speak first personally, and then as the leader of the church, how that verse also applies to what we're doing.
I mean, personally for us, because the temptation, and again, so inherently there is nothing wrong with upgrading. There's not. Like in all of us, I'm going to say all of us, the trajectory says you start in a starter home. Like even Amanda and I talked about this last week on the podcast. Like it was this little home in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You build a little bit of equity and you realize that 3 kids are not going to fit in this house. Now, here's the thing. Yes, they would. But we have more resources now, equity. We were at a place where we could upgrade the house. I think it's this. If it fits into your budget, and there's lots of money principles that you would find, you're not going into debt, and you pray about it, and there's nothing wrong with upgrading. Now, here's the problem. Why? To impress people that you don't even like, and they don't even like you? Like for us, it's always that of like, I'm not trying to impress anybody with the stuff that I have. Like mostly I want it, right? And I'm like, we can afford it. It fits the budget.
Yeah.
So and maybe we should do this on the podcast maybe next week. I was like, what are healthy percentages to live in? Like debt service with mortgage, all that stuff that I think is just a healthy way that Amanda and I have balanced our life. So I'm a percentage guy if things fit percentage-wise into our budget. So it's never about like, once I get, a certain monthly income, I've never lived that way. It's percentages. Does this fit into percentage healthy of, so again, we give 10, we save 10, we live on the rest. In that 80% personally, like no more than 25% is for our home. And I'm maybe different, but I would include utilities in that, not just a mortgage payment, just, and I'm not Dave Ramsey where it's 15-year. I'm a 30-year guy, and we have a housing allowance, and there's some benefits for us even with that. Being a pastor, and I'm getting to the weeds, but I think it's percentage wise for me. So if it fits into your percentage, being a good manager, steward, and the 5 categories that we talked about this weekend, I don't think there's a problem upgrading. And I kind of made the joke, we upgrade from the 60-inch to the 80-inch, from the Toyota to the BMW. Great. Just be wise with it. And then invite God into the conversation, and he'll give you discernment and wisdom as you move forward.
That's good.
The second part to that is like the church.
Right.
This is fun to talk about.
Yeah.
We live on percentages too, so we're never going to outpunt our coverage. Again, I think you said it right. There's no right or wrong here. It's just, what do we believe God's telling us to do?
Yeah.
I do not sense that God's calling us to build Disneyland. Like, just make it better, upgrade. Oh, no, like, we have 50,000 square feet at our Mesa campus, our broadcast spot. My whole goal is, how do we maximize every square inch of what we currently have? And if we can do that, then and as we continue to grow, then maybe we would expand. But right now, here's the problem with church growth: auditorium size, parking, and kid space. We have enough auditorium. We have enough parking. Our biggest issue right now that's hindering our growth is kid space. So what we are going to enter into in January and February is we need to remodel some of our kid space, elementary age particularly, to make sure that we could fill the auditorium, parking, and make sure our kid space is ready to go. Right now, it is this weekend it was crazy rain. So this weekend is not the to base any decisions off of. But last weekend, for instance, at the 10 a.m. service, some of our elementary classrooms were completely full. So we're off mission.
Yeah.
So again, we're here, East Mesa, Superior, but we're going to go to Gilbert probably. And our vision is 15-minute drive, because you can invite your friends and family member to come with you.
Yeah.
And then we want to just maximize the space that God gives us. I believe the reason why we're multi-site, and this is a quote I heard, I believe we have a culture that's worth repeating. And it's proving that to be true at the multiple campuses that we have.
Yeah.
So why not just try that? It keeps overhead low. Again, if we were to build a let's play that out, even a 5,000 seat auditorium in today's numbers, we would need 20 acres to fill parking for 5,000. That building, all the kids' space that it would take. I'm not exaggerating, DJ. That's a $50 million price tag to build a 5,000 seat auditorium today.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. If God's calling a pastor to do that, God bless you. I view this different with the stewardship mindset of let's just multiply. Let's have a 500 seat auditorium that's a tenth of the cost to build.
Yeah. And
just multiple services in and out.
Yeah.
I would just rather use the kingdom resources that way.
Yeah.
Instead of build the mega auditorium.
It's interesting. I was talking to my dad actually last week, and their church is about to launch a second service. And for them, that's a big deal.
Yep.
And they're coming from a background of like the one service dynamic. And then if you fill that one, then build a bigger auditorium because you got to fill it again, right? And or build a balcony or whatever.
Yep.
And our approach has been different. And to be honest, a more modern wave of ministry has been different, where we're going to fill the same auditorium 3 or 4 times on the weekend instead of building a new one just because we filled it once.
I mean, so take my personal feelings out of it.
Yeah.
But if you were to say, what would you rather do? I would rather preach like once or twice a weekend. Like my life would be easier, right? I'd probably have more energy on Sunday afternoon. But the numbers, the money does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, let's just have 5 services. Let's fill as many times as we can, roll people through, maximize square footage. I think that's being the right steward at this season.
Yeah.
Now,
it's good.
10 years from now, another pastor's here is like, we're going to build the 5,000 seat auditorium. Well, God bless you. I mean, the dollars to make that happen is just extreme these days.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of the insight into why multiple services, multiple campuses.
I like it. Yeah. All right. Give us real quick. We're going to hit on the 5 main things, right? So give us anything cutting room floor that you left off. First one, earn it honestly. Hit on that one first.
Yeah. I mean, work hard. I did leave this on the cutting room floor for a couple services. So I'm going to talk to young men for a moment. Like, your job is to provide for your family. 1 Timothy chapter 5 says, if you don't provide for your family, you're worse than an unbeliever. Now that is very edgy, but Paul is just making the point, guys, like, work hard, provide for your family. There's some extremes. They would say, like, you go without until your family is provided for.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Like, my job is to provide for my family. That's the calling on my heart and my life. And, the feminists will, freak out about that. And it's, the problem is not, masculinity. It's toxic masculinity. And part of like being a man after God's heart is providing for your family. Believe that. So that did leave the cutting room floor in some of our services. So like, no, you're going to provide, like, earn it honestly, work hard.
Yeah.
Like, don't be lazy.
When you talked about, you said
work
honestly,
5 jobs if you have to. I mean, I don't understand.
Integrity, and there's a lady at our East Mesa campus that said, and pay your taxes really loud.
I love that. Yes. Yeah. That's a big piece.
All right. Number 2, save it gradually.
Compound interest, man. Like, I'm a huge fan of mutual funds and I only invest in things that I understand. So it's the dollar. This is, again, I can nerd out over this stuff, but it's the dollar cost averaging over time. The S&P is up 13 to 14% on average. Yes, there's down years, but if you invest $100 a month from 25 to 65 and you average 8%, you're sitting at $1.4 million and you're 65.
That's crazy.
It's compound interest.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't do it. So,
because they can't see it right now.
They can't see it right now. That's the problem. So it's like, I'm going to get quick rich. I'm going to write a book. So here's pastor friends. I'm going to write a book. Dude, nobody reads books written by pastors except pastors. You don't get rich doing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's those moments of like, no, just like Proverbs over and over again, like little by little, just pile it away. I'm being introduced right now. Maybe somebody that would watch this would write in the show notes or in the chat. I am starting to like, it's Bitcoin. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. But it's a platform called The River. Okay. I've been introduced to. So it's $10 a day. I just buy $10 of Bitcoin a day. That's it. And it's not much. It's just $10. It's dollar cost averaging. And they're saying Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. It's 120,000 right now worth. They're saying it's going to be $1 million in the next 10 years. Trump just bought $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So he obviously knows something. So I'm like, I'm going to try it. Who knows, right? It's such a minor thing, but it's not, I'm going to go invest all this. No, it's $10 a day. It's a principle from Proverbs, little by little.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
So it's not betting on the Cardinals to cover against the Colts. That's not what's saving it gradually.
I don't think so. I think here's my point with this though, because it's losing it quickly. Exactly. Here is what I would say with all that stuff. Wisdom. I just like going to a movie, taking a family of 5 to a movie. That's $100, right? And popcorn, all those things. That's entertainment. So I would view, like, if you're like, it's fun, you don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm going to bet $5, $10, $20 on the Cardinals losing, whatever the case is. Like, if it's your entertainment, I'm like, man, enjoy it. Just be careful it doesn't get out of hand.
It goes for anything.
For anything.
That is one of the pushbacks I have with people that are so anti, like DraftKings or any of that stuff. And you're like, well, anything excessive that it can be addictive.
100%. Anything excessive. Well, I would push back and I would say, is it wise? Probably not.
Yeah.
Not that, again, I'm never going to preach that it's wrong. I would just say, man, you get to a certain place in your life of just, I want to be wise. I want wisdom in that.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say.
That's
about,
good.
Yeah.
All right. Give it generously.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I mean, it's the mark of the Holy Spirit in your life. Like a mark of Christianity is that you're generous and you don't hold on to it, that you're free. It's just, you're a conduit. So as God blesses you, you bless other people. And it's not even about tithing. It's, are you a generous person or not? Somebody actually, this is interesting, came up to me, is like, here's how I know if it's generous. If like I feel a need in my life, or maybe, and they don't even go to our church, they're visiting. He's like, or like at the church, we have a special offering, and I open up my wallet and there's $1, $5, or a $20 bill. Like, I know, like, if it's controlling, I'm like, I'll just give $1, I'll give $5. And he's like, and the $20 is not going to bother me at all, right? It's not, but I just kind of know like that's a rub. And I always push back. I'm like, just pray. God, if you pray about like, God, I want to be generous. Yeah. He'll talk to you about that. Yeah. And then just do whatever he says. So if he tells you to give a lot, give a lot. If he tells you to give a little, give a little. Like, don't be legalistic about it, because if you're legalistic, it takes the joy out of your generosity.
You think generosity is just a spiritual maturity thing, or does personality play into that too sometimes?
Both. I think, yes, it's both. I think there's people that have the spiritual gift of giving. That's different. And they have the spiritual gift of making a lot of money. And they have the spiritual gift of giving. But one of the marks of a Christian is that you'll be generous. Yeah. People can err and be like, well, that's not my spiritual gift. No. It's like, it's not my spiritual gift to share my faith. No. That's a command. Yeah. Like, it's a command to be generous. Yeah. It's a command to share your faith. It's a, to pray. I'm not, my spiritual gift isn't prayer. Yeah. No, you're commanded to pray. Yeah. So it's those types of things. Don't err on not my spiritual gift business.
Yeah. All right. Spend it wisely. Number 4.
I go back to our conversation. Just I live a percentage game. So just spend less than you make. Don't go into credit card debt. To make sure your cars. And Dave Ramsey actually has a lot. I really appreciate Dave Ramsey, his percentages of where to live. I don't agree with I'm not legalistic Dave Ramsey. I think it's a great place to start for a lot of people. If you're like, hey, my finances are a mess, what should I do? We have financial peace classes, I think, small, like some of our life groups. Get in one of those, and I'll talk more about that next week. Like, I want to give you some clear next steps.
The last one is enjoy it carefully.
Yeah, man. Like if you do the first 4 things, you should, if you save little by little, you should be to a place where, man, I can travel where I want. Yeah. Eat at the restaurants I want to eat at. Like you should be able to get there. Not when you're 20. Yeah. Like that's, again, just follow the principles that God has, and then just be wise.
Remember the first time built in our budget, we had spending money for each of us for the first time. Great. And it was like, oh my gosh.
I get to do whatever I want to with this.
We're just throwing it. It's like, this is amazing. I don't know.
No, but it's important. I mean, Amanda and I do that. Like we have we're so rigid. I have like a coffee shop budget. So, the way our budgeting software is connected to our bank accounts, like it just, Starbucks or BlackRock, it just automatically takes out. So any moment I can see, I have $10 to spend at Starbucks. It's
ours, just so we're clear, ours, that first time we had spending money in our budget was $25 each a month. So it was $12.50 a paycheck.
There you go.
That's what we
put
were
it away.
Like, what am I going to do? I mean,
here's
Taco
the thing
Bell?
though, if you, here's what I appreciate about that. Especially as a young couple, young kids, if you can figure out how to do that, and as God blesses and you make more money, I mean, you're all, money will be a servant to you, not a master. Yeah. And that's a game changer. Yeah. I mean, you and your wife aren't going to argue about the arguments that Amanda and I have about money have nothing to do with we don't have enough. It has everything to do with like, what do we want to, like, what vacation do we want to go on? And we argue about that stuff. And I'm not sitting here saying it's just, no, this is we've been married 18 years. This is a 20-year runway. And you're on this side of it. Like this is why I'm saying, I want this for our people. Yeah. I want you to live in a place where, man, it's your next level. There's no pressure.
That's great.
So
it's good. All right. What do we have look forward to next week?
Again, practical. And then the following week, I'm going to start casting some vision, laying the groundwork for end of year giving, offering, again, just a generosity season for our church. I want them to be a part of it. So then we're at the movies, man. It's hard to believe, but we are 2 weeks away now from
locked and loaded
at the movies. Here we go.
Smell the popcorn machine starting to turn on.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. A couple other things just from a church standpoint. This upcoming Saturday,
That's right.
It's our single mom's oil change. Really, really excited about that.
I heard, I talked to the guy who runs that we have every mechanic that because of how many mechanics and people that are serving, that we could serve 130 single moms.
It's crazy.
This time. Like our people have responded
awesome.
so well. So way to go, One Life. That's just a brag on our team.
And speaking of just serving and donating, all that kind of stuff, we also, this last weekend, we gave our porch bags away. Right. And then this upcoming Sunday is the time to turn it in. So donations and all that kind of stuff as we gear up for the holidays.
Every location to bring them back. There'll be collection bins, but they can drop it off at the porch this entire week.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
If they need to. Yeah.
Good deal.
So I'm even talking to Pastor Julie, 300 people the month of September or October, and there's only 4 Fridays. Mm-hmm. So we're because there's 5 Fridays in, I'm sorry, that was September. We're in October now. There's 5 Fridays in October. Yeah. So we're expecting, it's going
to be awesome.
It's going to be a very busy season for the porch.
Good deal.
So
there we go. Well, remember, the church is not a building we sit in. It's a movement we get to be a part of to reach one more life for Jesus.